Hello friends, welcome to Study Tricks. Today in this session we will be seeing some more details on Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan, which is also known as National Health Protection Mission. It was previously named with National Health Protection Mission. Now it is known as Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan. In this, yesterday we have seen the details of the program and we didn't see the role of states in this program. Today we will be covering this aspect. In this scheme, state governments are allowed to expand both in horizontal direction and in vertical direction with the help of two models, that is either insurance model or a trust or society model. We will be seeing details of what an insurance model and what is a society model after 2-3 minutes. Before that, this program, that is National Health Protection Mission, is a perfect example of cooperative federalism because it is giving some important duties to state also. And what are the similar schemes present in states? In almost 24 states, health insurance schemes are operational, and NHPM, National Health Protection Mission, is going to collaborate with these existing schemes, and it is going to merge into a large pool. The center has already signed more than 20 states and UTs under this program. And how the center and states are going to go ahead? Center is going to sponsor all the states depending upon different ratios, that is 60% center and 40% state for the states and UTs which have their own legislature. And for northeastern states and 3 Himalayan states, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal and Uttar Pradesh, center is going to sponsor 90% and state is going to sponsor 10%. And coming to the union territories without a legislature, it is completely center funded scheme, that is 100% is from center. And states are even given a free hand to continue their own health programs like Arogya Sri in AP, like that center is given that freedom, like center can continue its own health program also. And where are we towards the coverage of health, universal health? What is this universal health coverage definition? According to WHO, universal health coverage means there should be no suffering regarding any financial hardships among the masses. That is, common people, poor people should not feel any suffering while paying their financial hardships in a healthcare system. Then we can say that we are under universal health coverage. Now, universal health coverage is also endorsed in Sustainable Development Goals. According to the Sustainable Development Goals, 2030 is the deadline year for the countries to come under universal health coverage. What are the main problems in Indian society along with this Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan? There are some more problems in the Indian society to which we need to give utmost attention. They are affordable housing. Why I am saying affordable housing is slums are the major places which are becoming hotspot for a disease outbreak. So first housing facility should be provided so that we can control health burden. And the second is planned urban development is necessary. Pollution control and road safety will also help in reducing public health burden. But unfortunately, we are not paying much attention to these issues. And comparing Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan with the previous mechanisms, what is the difference is RSBY, that is Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, was based on enrollment. In this scheme, people used to enroll for the scheme, whereas Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan is entitlement, that is government depending upon SECC database, it entitles the people automatically. Therefore, it is reaching more number of people compared to RSBY. And previously, it is fully subsidized by center and state governments through budgetary support. So, it could not reach the maximum masses. But now, it is depending upon states, northeastern states and UTs depending upon legislature, this ratio is differing. However, there is need of awareness generation in Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan also. What about the healthcare systems across the world? We will be seeing two states, that is one capitalist and one communist country, and we will observe their healthcare system. Coming to UK. In UK, there is National Health Service. This has been in operation since 1948. In this scheme, it is free at any point of use for everyone who is a UK resident. Here, the fund, that is money, is funded by the taxpayers. Like, they will be collecting certain amount in the taxpayer amount and will be providing to National Health Service. UK spends around 10% of its GDP on National Health Service. We are only spending 5.5% of GDP. Coming to Cuba. In Cuba, we can see that infantility mortality rate is 4 per every 1000 live birth. It is less than the developed country like US. In US, it is 6 per 1000 live births. And in UK also, it is 4 per 1000 births. And why Cuba is in such a great position as far as health is considered is it follows certain principles, mainly three, that is political will, innovations in frontline delivery, and community involvement. What is this political will? In Cuba, healthcare is enshrined in fundamental right of the constitution itself. So it has been given very much importance in political aspect also. Coming to innovations in frontline delivery, there are almost 6 hierarchical levels where doctors have contact with common people and have regular checkups. Depending on checkups, they categorize people into different categories of patients. Like the patients who need medical emergency is categorized into one category, and the medical services are given to them on regular basis. And the third main reason why Cuban health is in such a great position is community involvement. In Cuba, we can see large community organizations involving in the healthcare services. One of the very famous thing is Federation of Cuban Women. It is an organization where every Cuban member above 14 years is a member, and they strive for covering health benefits to Cuban society. In Cuba, we can see that immunization coverage is almost 99%. This is a reason why Cuban health system is in very good condition. Coming to Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, what went wrong and why we are today reading about Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan? Because there are some loopholes. There are some loopholes in Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. What are those? In Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, only 12.7% of households were covered in the poorest population. Although it was in existence since 11 years, it could only cover 12.7%. While hospital admissions increased 59%, there was no commensurate reduction in out-of-pocket expenditure. That means the scheme couldn't aim for reducing out-of-pocket expenditures. To overcome this, we have come up with PMJAA. In this, we have seen there are two models during implementation. One is insurance model and the other is trust model. What is an insurance model? In this, a third party administrator, that is an insurer, is hired, and this insurer functions as an intermediary between the insurance provider and the insured person. The advantage in insurance model is scaling up becomes easy to cover masses of people because we have already experienced insurance groups in our country. By using their experience, we can scale up this scheme to masses. The main disadvantages of insurance model is cost escalation through premiums, because some insurance companies may take high amounts, due to which cost escalation takes place. And with this, there is possibility of collusion between profit entities and masses. Coming to trust model. In trust model, we will be seeing a trust or a society that is run by center or states. This trust manages the services to poor instead of insurers. That is, this trust itself plays the role of insurance. It claims to the hospital and provides services to poor. In the states like Andhra Pradesh, like Arogyasri scheme is run by trust-driven group itself. Other scheme which is running on trust model is Yashaswini scheme in Karnataka state. The advantage of trust model is as it is run by either state government or center government, there it is not running for profit, that is it is running for only development. It is not for profit organization. What is the main disadvantage of trust model is we know that Indian society is facing problems regarding weak governance. When this trust is run by government, there are many chances of influential political persons interfering in this trust organization. And there might be a genetic link to the government and trust, and it is vulnerable to the political interference on behalf of influential hospitals. We know that this trust is going to give money to hospitals which is providing healthcare. If a political interference is taking place in between these two, there is a chance of getting misused. This is the main disadvantage of trust model. One should be aware of these fraudulent activities like enrollment of ghost beneficiaries. The organizations wantedly enroll some ghost beneficiaries in the name of patients so that they can have the malpractice of taking out the money that is coming from trust. Like this, there are many possibilities like unnecessary hospitalization and hospitals charging higher fees. Even the scheme is cashless, but still the hospitals are charging fees, and doctors also performing unnecessary procedures, and corruption is also possible. And some hospitals treat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan holders in a different manner, whereas they treat normal patients with higher interest compared to Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan holders, because in normal patients they will be getting the money immediately. In Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan, the money will come from the government. There may be a gap, time lag taking place, so they treat holders in a different way. These are the realities of Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan, and we have seen how the previous scheme worked. Now we will be seeing whether we can achieve the goal of healthy India from PMJAA. It is possible through PMJAA because in this it is enabling a person in the remotest village to come and go for any tertiary healthcare service without the need of paying a paisa, and it is also drastically reducing the out of pocket expenditure. That means we are on the way for healthy India. And why it is a long way to go? Because Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan is not dealing with preventive, promotive or outpatient care. Hence, it is unlikely to lead to larger health benefits. We are still restricted in covering the health benefits. And we have seen that Rashtriya Swasth Bima Yojana have not reduced the healthcare costs for the poor. That means in PMJAA, we should focus on reducing the healthcare cost for the poor people. And in this, the main loophole is we are over depending upon the private hospitals. This is leading to exploitation and commercialization. Instead of completely depending on private hospitals, we can take the supplement from private hospitals rather than substituting the public hospitals with private hospitals. We should take the supplement of private hospitals to public hospitals. That's all in this session. Let's meet up in the next session with some other scheme. Until then, stay tuned to Study Tricks. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel.